This is so silly, I know, but like, whatever. The audio this evening is brought to you by Fisher Price. We apologize for the unprofessionalism, but we make do with what we have here at Hobbs Ridge. We're gonna test that guy. Everybody hear me? Right. It's good, isn't it? If you can't hear me, just give me one of these, and I'll speak louder. No, there's not a CD in it. Man.
And we'll be quick. This is going to be a 10-minute meeting, and then we're done.
Understand it's, and appreciate everybody coming out. We understand it's very humid, so we'll try and be as quick and make this as painless as possible.
There's plenty of water, so we know it's hot. Have at it. Keep yourself hydrated. My name is Laura. I'm on the board. This is Alan and Kyle. Liz will be with us shortly. Thank you guys for coming again, and thank you for all the feedback that you have been giving us over the past couple months. We really appreciate it. We wanted to let you know the board is listening. We certainly never want you guys to think that your concerns are not valid or that your thoughts and ideas are falling on deaf ears. We value the feedback, and we've taken a lot of it into consideration, so thank you for that. We've made a lot of efforts over the past month, especially to collect feedback and thoughts and opinions from you all. We have sent out surveys. We've encouraged you to send your questions via email. We've been knocking on doors. We have formed a special committee who has been working really hard. If you're on the special committee, if you could just raise your hand. All right, give a shout out to those guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Pressure washing.
Cleaning signs, pressure up planning a pool party to get
Cleaning
everybody
signs
together.
for us all. We appreciate that.
Yes, we do. So thank you. And if anybody has any interest in joining that special committee, you can see me after the meeting. So, like I said, in the past month or so, we've really gotten a lot of feedback and a lot of questions that I wanted to answer for you all tonight. So let's get to it. Number one, why the same assessment over and over, board? Why do you guys keep sending us the same thing? A lot of us have, financial issues, health problems, family situations, and we want to see a difference here because we voted no on it the last time, right? Great question and valid question, one that the board needed to think about and one that the community needed to communicate about. So thank you for sending that. So let's talk about it. The first notice of this evaluation or this assessment went out in November 2022 at the annual meeting where we had several slides in the presentation regarding what improvements would need to be made, including roof, gutter, siding, all that was in that notice and talked about at that meeting. The quotes back then were anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million. Luckily, through a lot of hard work and a lot of effort, we found a quote towards the lower end of that estimate. A year later, in November 2023, we had our first special assessment meeting and proposed a plan for a 6-month payment plan. And that didn't work, which is okay. It didn't work. It didn't pass. We did have a year to prepare that plan and save our money individually to try to pay for this assessment. Most of these assessments are a result of an emergency and are sudden. So I know humbly, I was not prepared to pay for the assessment in November of 2022. So personally, I appreciated that extra year of notification. Several months after that, we proposed another assessment with a 12-month payment plan. That didn't work either, and that's okay. As much as we want this assessment passed, we know that it's not going to pass unless it works for you guys. All right, we understand that, and we're going to continue making these plans and proposals that work for you. 10 days ago or 2 weeks ago, you got emailed another proposal. It was very similar to the one in March. In the last 10 days, from knocking on doors, getting emails, we discussed and figured that plan probably wasn't going to work either. So, new plan. This was emailed to you today, actually, if you had a chance to look at that email. New plan. You're going to get cleaned, repaired, shiny new coat on the roof. We're going to get bigger gutters and downspouts. We're going to get removal of all the rotten wood. prepped, caulked, 55-year caulk, and sprayed with a Duramax acrylic coating that is way better than the one we have on there now. We are eliminating the retaining wall portion of the assessment, all right? That's gonna save you a couple $100 right there per unit. We didn't feel that it was immediately threatening to the structures of our homes. So we took it out, all right? So that's the first change. But wait, there's more. We are giving you, I know. Ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
We are giving you 6 more months to pay the assessment. Not 6, not 12, 18-month payment plan. So at the end of that 18 months, with the 19 months that we've already been on notice, that will have given us a little over 3 years to plan, prep, and pay for this assessment, which we as a board felt was reasonable. So we'll get into those numbers and what that looks like a little later, but we did want to tell you that we were listening, and thank you for that feedback. It was much appreciated. Second question, why not a longer payment plan? Or why not break this up into phases? Also good questions. Background information. We do not have enough money right now to front the cost of materials. The contractor is requiring an initial payment for those materials. I know, apparently it's a thing. So we have had to collect enough money to pay them to even get started, all right? If we push this out for 2-3 year payment plans, it's gonna delay the start time of the construction, all right? We also have to time it so that when they are done construction, we can pay them in full, all right? That's also a thing. So it can't be too long, or we delay the start, and it can't be too short because we can't afford it, right? Why is it another hesitation of lengthening the start, delaying that start time for construction? Our structures are already deteriorating. We are going to experience more weather. The more weather, the more time is going to cause additional rot and additional water intrusion. Additional rot and additional water intrusion equals additional repairs. Additional repairs equals additional costs. More time equals more costs. If the longer we wait, basically, the more expensive it gets. And that doesn't even factor in inflation and material increases. Copper and aluminum, most construction products have gone up. I was looking at the National Association of Home Builders, 6% increase in materials in the last few years. All right, the longer we wait, the more expensive it's gonna be. This quote runs out in a few months. We will have to get another quote. It's gonna be more expensive the longer we wait. All right, we are trying to do this as efficiently and economically as possible. We wanna make these repairs and we wanna do it as inexpensively as we can, okay? Someone asked about other siding options and if we looked into those and what those quotes look like compared to the quotes the proposals that we're submitting. Again, in November 2022, we did put those up as part of the annual meeting presentation. For those of you who have moved in since 2022, welcome. We're glad to have you. Just so you could get a feel for what we were looking at. New siding, new vinyl siding was quoted at $1.7 million. A new roof quoted at $1.6 million. Hardy board, we didn't even get a quote for that because what's the point? I mean, honestly, right? We can't afford vinyl siding. Why are we gonna do hardy? From my Google exploration, I calculated it to be about $2.8 million to put hardy board on all the buildings. So, 500,000 is not a bad deal to get the repairs we want. How does the current assessment fit into the long-term plan for this community? Thanks for that question. In other words, are we gonna pay this and then turn around and have another assessment?
Maybe.
Yeah, well,
Maybe.
I don't know. Is the paint gonna last forever? No, it's not. Are these roofs gonna need to be replaced at some point? Yeah. Yeah, our houses are 40 years old. And the lifetime of a metal roof is typically 40 to 70 years. So we'll probably have to replace them in the next 25 years. So, yeah, this is not going to be the last special assessment. Yeah, right? I know. I'm going to sell before then. It'll be fine.
I'm good on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not going to be the last assessment. And the paint's not going to last forever. I can't guarantee that. Paint doesn't last forever. They took the lead out of it. It's not as good. So, I will say we do not project an assessment of this magnitude in the next decade. So it's going to be a while. But I'm putting you on notice. In 25 years, we're going to need a new roof. So go ahead and start saving for that, guys. All right? Here's your first notice of that. Will the new paint on the boards that are not being replaced stick? 100% yes. Yes, it will. What they're going to do is they're going to prep all the boards, new or replaced boards, strip it down to the raw material, put a primer on it, caulk it with a 55-year caulk, and put Duramax acrylic coating paint on top. All right? This coating has 10% more volume solids than the current paint that is on our homes. All right. If I'm not a painter and I'm not a contractor, so if I sound ridiculous, I'm sorry. From my Google search of what volume solids is, it's what's left after the paint dries. All right. You put that wet paint on, it evaporates. What's left? The new coating is going to have 10% more than the existing coating, which means it's going to be more durable. It's going to be thicker. The new coating has 6% more than the most popular other acrylic coatings on the market today. So again, I'm not qualified to say it's the best paint in the world, but it sounds like pretty good deal to me. What is our return on investment for this assessment? We have talked to many realtors asking this question and couldn't get a definite answer. They just don't know. It's hard to put a number on that, given the market and market fluctuations. What I did gather was that these repairs fall into the maintenance category as opposed to the home improvement or the improvement category, meaning we're not building another story on our buildings. We're not putting in 6-car garages. We are maintaining what is already there. This will, while it may not, I don't know, or it may increase the value of our property, what the goal is to not decrease. It's to keep our properties from decreasing in value, okay? That's your return on investment. The repairs will keep us appreciating at the same pace that the rest of the market is appreciating, all right? If we do not do the repairs, we will not increase at the market pace, all right? We just won't. So our houses are likely going to go up in value due to appreciation after these repairs are made, all right? That's all I have now. As far as questions, thank you again for sending them in. We very much appreciated the feedback, the thoughts and opinions. If you have questions about that, jot them down or make a note in your phone, and we'll get to them after Liz speaks about the handouts
I'm gonna go real quick.
that were on the table.
Kyle promised 10 minutes. I think 9.5 was enough. You've already heard me speak most. I'm more concise on the financial aspect. I just want to actually talk like a few more reminders. And there's a few that I think like need to be re-level set of what an actual HOA is. So I've baked in on the deck. And there's a few things that are happening here. And she kind of reminded, I'm loud enough actually. Pretty good at presentations. No? Oh, damn it. I was like, I do presentations enough and I'm pretty good. I was like, naturally loud.
Too proud to use the microphone.
Oh, I'm not too proud. I'm just naturally loud. So I want to level set on like what it is to be part of an HOA community. And so when we send out emails, please read them, because I don't send them for fun. And so what she addressed was we projected this to happen in 2022, which is a time to actually start saving. We don't talk about numbers, we don't talk about projects as if they're never going to happen. That's actually a time to like think about things that are happening, and you talk about long-term planning, those are actual projections that are going to happen. So when we say a payment plan, all of those things, special assessments are special and they're assessed and they can be at any time. We don't have the bankroll in our account to have this happen all over the place. Your dues cover literally this pool and the lawn care and your insurance and basic assessments. So I included in this projection a refresher on your budget. We basically collect enough to cover where you live annually, and a little bit on, occasionally we have, I don't know if you know this, our water shut off, and there's a little bit of buffer. So anything else extra is done through special assessments. Outside of that, we can up the dues on an egregious level, which will really decrease the value of when you sell your home. So we can have a $600 a month dues, which I personally don't want, and that would be not fun. I'd rather kind of plan for it, save for it, and then do it this way. But there's an opposite way that we can do it, which is like a very low interest savings account. You can make money in stocks and save for it in different ways and save for it over a long period of time. I would suggest that versus an HOA managing your money. So I'm just throwing it out there that like we do plan for it, we do project for it, we're letting you know. Please read your email. So there's a bit of a definition of what an HOA is. You're a community member. You're part of this. You're part of the sell value. So if you don't pass this, you are part of the devaluation of property as a community. You're part of the infrastructure. It's not just your home, it's everyone else's home. So just a casual reminder. We pulled some just basic KPI, like a stat on what it costs to be a homeowner. So if you own a $400,000 home, which congratulations guys, you all are. On an average annual basis, you should be saving $3,000. It's about 10% of your home value. So stock that away outside of your dues, and that should be about how much it costs to put away for your home maintenance outside of what your just dues are, which is your lawn care and everything that we pay for through our dues. So want to throw that out there. Somebody else asked how much it costs in roof repairs that we've already spent. I will let you know, like the transition to our new company and like the data of that is a little bit not perfect, just being honest. We spent at least $32,000 in roof repairs. That's a solid number. We are a 30-plus-year-old home, so we've got 30-plus-year-old problems. So I'm just letting you know. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. You guys know the projects we want to do. I wanted to refresh our budget. You can see what we collect and what we spend it on. Our savings account is a roughly maybe 1 year, but if we have something catastrophic happen here, we're going to have to pull from that. And we are expected as an FHA loan provider, so that allows for people to buy within here. We need to have a savings account, so we can't just blow that for fun, or we will be bankrupt as a business, and that is also what a association is. So anyway, thanks for the third meeting. I won't host a fourth. I'm kind of done. But I do appreciate the willingness to attend. The goal was to have it at the pool in our backyard, so that we did hear, again, your feedback. The 18th month payment plan was to really try to drive it home, and we did eliminate the curbside appeal of the retaining wall to try to incentivize, like, we hear you, we really want this done, we want to eliminate a lot of the issues that we have and sort of beautify the project and your home. So please help us take care of it. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have some questions that came in from Zoom.
Okay, here's the question. How can you send the vote in if you're on Zoom? Amanda will email you a ballot either this evening or.
No, it has to be in by 10
I know, she said she can't email it until this evening or in the morning. So look out for an email and you will be able to complete that ballot. It must be signed. It cannot be like e-signed. So it needs an original signature and that's how you can vote. Any other questions? Yeah.
Hey, I'm Hadley. I was just wondering if there was a projection on when all this will be completed. Like, I'm thinking I spend this money and I sell my numbers for a year.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the question was, when is this all going to happen if we start special assessments next month? If this passes today and we start the special assessment with the next payment, when's this going to happen and how long is it going to take? And when am I going to reap the benefits of this construction? If we start the assessment payments within the next month, if it passes today, we will hopefully have enough money collected to start construction by the end of this year or beginning of 2025. We think the construction will probably take 6 to 9 months, depending on weather. So it should be done, in 18 months, if not before.
The trouble with that is we can't project who's going to pay up front the whole lot. So if that happens, we can buy the materials and start earlier, especially with the roofs and gutters. So our projections are a little bit in the
And we also have to have enough money collected to pay them when they're done with the project. So, and I'm sure they'll work with us on that as far as, letting us pay a few months after the completion of the project, but it will be done before the last payment is due. Yes.
In my estimate, it's a 6-month delay, dependent upon if we get a bunch of cash front, it's a little bit earlier.
Yep. Scott Marler. Yes, sir.
Scott, one thing to your point, if we can get a lot of people to pay up front, it's going to help us keep that lower contractor cost. It's going to help us keep it quicker. So one really good alternative that I've talked to a couple people about, and maybe everybody needs to consider, you can go get a home equity loan on your house, and that is a very good alternative to being able to pay for it and pay for it all up front. So some people may say like $800 for 12-month plan, and that's $500 or $600 for an 18-month plan is too much. If you get a home equity loan, you can repay that principal over whatever period of time you want to, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And so the rate on it's probably going to be in the 7s, maybe 8%. So like a $10,000 number, that would be like $700-800 a year, which is like $70 a month. So it'll make it a lot cheaper for you month to month if you get a home equity loan and then have the upfront so that we can actually get enough funds to get started and keep the cost down.
For those of you online, we had a comment about paying up front would get the construction project started quicker, and an idea for financing that would be a home equity loan. Yes. Absolutely, yeah, you did.
We won't say no to cash.
Her comment was, feel free to pay more upfront and then just make the minimum monthly payments afterwards. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot about how the retaining wall was removed to make this more friendly to residents, but I see that there's a line item for water intrusion on this assessment, and my understanding is this actually shows a higher assessment than the previous one. So I was just hoping we could touch on that, what the difference is.
It's approximately like $2,500. So as an individual unit, it's $2, $20 on a individual unit. We don't have a choice. It's an emergency situation.
Yeah, it has recently come to our attention that specific water intrusion needs to be repaired immediately.
Can't on that one at this time.
Yeah, it's an emergency water intrusion, so it's a leaking situation that is intruded, and we have to fix it.
Yeah, we're just curious.
Yeah,
Yeah, rightly so.
it's
Absolutely.
not a choice we have to. So the cost of that is the actual number of hundred flow.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
The other question here, is that from David? Okay. Yeah, aside from retaining wall, what other products loom on the horizon? Unknown. We don't have any on the list right now, so yay, right?
I mean, we have our annual like trees, plumbing.
Hopefully we have a
This
long
place is
winter.
the gift that keeps on giving. I'm not gonna lie. But these are the major ones, truthfully. Like trees are, you guys live here. Trees are something that honestly does give to us. We do an annual maintenance assessment of it every fall, after the leaves fall, because it's when you can actually really truly assess them. And we do some cleanup of it, and it's a built-in thing that was never built in here, and we have a budget line item for it every year. That can pop to be more than we budget for. We don't know. We just started it 2 years ago after our special assessment when we cleaned up a bunch around town. But we're really like my philosophy and my job here as a financial person is to build into budget maintenance type stuff that you constantly keep up with versus whack-a-mole methodology. And so previously was whack-a-mole, and we're now doing equitable assessment across the board. So it feels a little painful at one moment where you're sensing this, but as a community, you're feeling it all at the same time. So you all get buy-in at the same time, you all get the same thing, whereas before it might have been drawn out of the account, you didn't feel it across the board. So it's a bit, I want to say fair, and that's not a real word that I like to use because it's not real, but it is in terms of like the way that the treatment of this HOA is being.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows my situation.
Stand up so we can-
Not really. I'm not opposed to the assessment or even investing whatever we need to. Clearly, we need to. My issue has always been, and I'm only going to speak for myself, but I know I'm not the only one. The transparency with where our money goes and the supporting documents, which we are all entitled to see, which goes all the way to the bank account, which I have been denied over and over and over since the day I moved in. Yeah, I don't have a voice that carries anyway. So because of that, I have a problem handing over $8,000-$10,000 and just trusting.
Yeah, sure.
Especially when I first moved in, I paid an assessment. Like for this pool, it was $25,000 for resurfacing. I researched that. I couldn't find a contractor that would charge that much.
Okay.
And I asked for backup, couldn't get it.
Okay.
And now I'm like, you guys won't tell us where the money's going except in a spreadsheet. But I want to see actual numbers. I want to see the year-end audit.
Okay.
I want to see bank accounts.
The question is, she has requested account information, where the numbers are going, and saying maybe people don't feel comfortable handing over $8,000 or $10,000 and not knowing where it's gone, line item by line item. I don't mean to answer your question with another question. Who did you ask for that information?
Well, it started with AMS and then Falcon One.
You have asked Falcon One?
Feel free to take it up with Tammy.
Yeah.
Well, but I
Tammy's
have,
happy to
and
provide that information for you.
no, because I never get it. So it's been 3 years, and that's why I'm bringing it up. I didn't bring it up in any meeting before, just riding this out, seeing how it's going.
The special assessment, we can take a separate topic offline.
But it's the special assessment money. Where's it? I mean, do we really know it's all going to go to the end? And are these estimates actual estimates? Are they exaggerated? That's what I want to know.
So I live in this neighborhood also.
And like I said, I do
Do
want
I
to.
want to spend more money and make sure that it's going to the wrong places? No, I'm never going to do that.
Right.
I mean, I would be a fool if I did that.
I can pull
I'd
up
be
an
a
email
fool.
right now and show you copies of
Hold on.
invoices that we have in our emails.
I
We get
would
it
be
every
a
month.
fool to do that to my
You have it.
neighbors, the neighbors that I've known for years. I would be a fool to do that. You're welcome to go into that office at any time and review
we're not.
financials.
We're not.
They're open.
No, they're not.
So that's the owner. And she
They're
just
not.
Literally
She
the
just
owner.
said to me that you're more than welcome. She's seen no request from you for those financials.
I'll pull
So
it
you're
up right
more
now.
than welcome.
The
you're more than
emails go
welcome
back
to
and
join.
forth, and then they end.
Well, there's no back and forth with you and
Not
I.
enough.
Yes.
And feel free to copy me on those requests,
pull it up.
and I'll be happy to help you get that information. to you.
I can pull up the financials where we get copies of the invoices. Every month I have copies of the bank account. We're tabling this.
We promise we're not trying to hide anything. These are
Absolutely not. Separate topic.
I think it is relevant, though. I don't want to be brushed off separate topic. I'm talking about this money.
Yeah, absolutely.
But she's blowing it off. Like,
Well, I'm not. Oh, I hear
Okay.
you. I hear you. Okay. And we can-
Water intrusion may be relevant to me, comparison to my situation is, but we're experiencing it in our unit, so
Right.
it's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's going to happen to everyone because of the nature of the deciding home. It's probably going to get passed on to each homeowner individually if we don't pay for it. So we just encourage everyone to think about that, think about their future self. Roll up the procrastinate, push stuff to the future. Probably for future me, I've done it a million times, but I think that, personally speaking, I obviously don't have to pay for this out of my own pocket, even though it's going to come out of our own pocket here and now. It's going to come out of our pocket at some point.
Right.
Whether it's us
Right.
or
Right.
You have a second champion happening in Zoom right now.
What's that?
Did you hire somebody else on Zoom? You got a second champion coming through on Zoom. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. He was
Got
saying
to.
we're going to
Get right
spend the
back
money
in.
either way, whether it's in maintenance or repairs.
Water was surface, but it's like the old oil filter, painting out, or painting in. I mean, it's still repair, not to take care of it.
Right.
We have a homeowner say it's considering not to take care of these problems now.
Candidly, I've lived here since 2016. I've never been able to walk into my house when it rains. So I'm hoping this gets addressed via a non-waterfall situation. So yeah.
Scott.
Quick thing, most of the roof leaks, they come from the fasteners on the roof, is that what they're fixing?
They're assessing it all, and I will be dead honest with you guys. We don't know what we don't know. It's a 30-year-old situation. We did the best that we could. Not every individual building was assessed one by one. You can't do this at the scale that we're at. We did the best that we could with the quote. I won't hide from this. We have, like I said, I will pull up the bank account right now. Sorry, I have my
To answer your question, it's the flashing. Most
The
of
flashing?
the time it's the flashing around the chimney, and it's in specific units, and I can't remember which unit it is. But to answer your question, it's coming from flashing, not from the screws, because most of those have been resealed in the last. I want to say it was 12 years ago when we did the roofs.
first one.
Maybe what was it? The first-
But it was like 2011. when you
Yeah,
turned around.
yeah, it was.
Yes. But like in our bank account, we have a little bit. So if we need to pull a little bit, we can pull before we come back. We don't have enough to like cover the property.
Yeah.
So I'm just being dead honest. We did the best that we could with what we have and what we know, but it's still a 30-year-old property. So we're gonna do everything that we can. We're trying to keep the project tight. I hate construction. I don't even like construction people in terms of managing them. That's why we're hiring them. I don't like being in construction. I don't think anyone's gonna enjoy this. It's not gonna be fun, but it needs to be done. I don't mean actual construction people. I just mean, the thing. So I think when we go through this, like, you have to have a compassion that you bought into a 30-year-old property. We don't know. We're gonna try to address it the best that we can. We've assessed what we think is reasonable. When we get into it, it is what it is. We'll come back if we have to. Lord hope I don't have to come back to you guys. But I really have worked hard to build the best that we can, and this is where we're at. So
Yeah, just a heads, I just had, my buddy's in construction, he looked at the roof and there were some fasteners looked like were coming up above that.
yeah, they're going to address it as we go through, and like what we're hoping is that we're going to address the roof. But like replacing it was out of,
Oh, yeah.
I can't even pass $500,000, so where are we at, So think about it from a perspective of,
Getting money back on the recycled gutters.
So we're working on this.
Whatever is torn down, we're actually, they're gonna recycle those, and I wanna say it was like $8,000 that came back on, it reduced that spend of, we're all gonna have to come out of pocket. So,
I just want to be clear though, like, we're still in a project at a 30-year-old home, so you guys have done some internal projects, like, you know, we found some stuff. I've been there, so we really hope that we are above board on this one. They've touched it in 2011, so just be patient, and I'm really hopeful that we're right where we're supposed to be. So, anything else? This is more than 10 minutes.
Christine, we got some more online stuff.
Oh.
If you guys don't want to stay, you don't have to.
By the way, we're voting on the 18-month plan today. I know there's 2 columns on that ballot. We're voting on 18 months.
18-month plan.
18 months.
If you
not
want
12,
to
18.
pay in one fell swoop, we'll love you.
Yeah. The question online was, is the HOA going to address bay windows at any point in the future? No. To simply answer that question, we're not. There's no plan for that currently.
Just move on.
All right, anything else? Huh? We do have quorum, so tonight's vote counts.